What if the thing that you have pushed down your entire life is what actually makes you superhuman? It gives you your superpower. What am I talking about? I am talking about your sensitivity as a sensitive soul, as an HSP and an empath. I am 43, y'all, and I wish I would have known these three hard truths years ago as an HSP and empath because my life would have been so much easier. Less stress, anxiety, overwhelm, depression, suffering, pain, all the things, stomach problems, all those things, my life would have been easier. And that is what I'm going to share with you today. These three hard truths that I wish I would have known. Many sensitive women feel like they have to suffer, it has to be hard. And there is another way. It doesn't have to always be hard. Will there be hard moments? Yes. But can you find that alignment? Can you find that flow, that groove, that center, that centeredness, the balance, whatever you want to call it? Yes, you can. If you are new here, my name is Ginger Reddy. Welcome to Sensitivity Uncaged. This is where we see our sensitivity as a strength, as a superpower, not a weakness, because it is a superpower. It is the root of your power. And we burn down the emotional survival and rise into grounded strength. I am so grateful you are here. And if this sounds like your jam, hit that subscribe button and let's get into it. Okay, so hard truth number one, I had to stop playing the victim to my sensitivity. What do I mean by that? For years, I believed my sensitivity was a burden. I pushed it down, tried to act like like I was tougher. I wore the mask that society essentially told me to wear. And who I am as a sensitive soul kind of disappeared into the anxiety, the frustration, the overwhelm, depression, and everything that was outside of me. The more I hid who I am as a sensitive soul, the more of my sensitive soul disappeared. And that's when the anxiety and depression and frustration just kept on showing up in my life. The burnout, it just kept showing up. I had no connection to my higher self. I did not listen to my intuition. I was living how everyone else said I was supposed to live, get the corporate role, do this, do that. I mean, it started, guys, even as like a Texas cheerleader in a huge high school, like Friday Night Lights. It's a thing. On the outside, I look like I fit in, but I was drowning. I would try to mold myself into something to be accepted. And that continued with my life into my corporate roles. I hustled, I grind, I overperformed. I tried to prove myself that I belonged in spaces. I chose relationships that were with very narcissistic men, abusive men, and I silenced that part of me that knew better, that had that voice, that inner nudge talking to me saying, this isn't who you are. This is not where you need to be. I ignored everything from my intuition because deep down, I believed that my sensitivity made me weak. It made me weak. And when you believe that your greatest gift is your weakness, you start living out of alignment with your soul, y'all. Every time I ignored my inner knowing, my intuition, I forced myself to fit in. It was just another layer of the mask that was added. And the more that I wore it, the more disconnected I became from who I really am. And again, this is where you get the anxiety, the depression, and the pattern that I see with so many sensitives. We shrink, we pull back from the world, we say we're too sensitive, we can't do this, but underneath it all, it's that same trap, playing the victim to the sensitivity instead of owning who we are. Your sensitivity, for God's sakes, is not a burden. It is your gift. It is your superpower. It's what makes you superhuman. The problem isn't your sensitivity. You were never taught how to work with your sensitivity. So we push it down. We disconnect. We disconnect from our mind, our body, our soul. But there is a way to find that groundedness. There's a way to find that alignment. When you learn how to ground, how to clear your energy, how to shield your aura, how to move energy through your body so it's not sitting there, everything shifts. You don't continue to spiral. You don't feel like you're too much, too emotional. You start to stand in your power, who you are meant to be. We so often see sensitivity that's not accepted, right? It's not accepted in the world. And so what do? We push it down, we put the mask on, we pretend to be something we're not. We go into the corporate job that we hate. We do the small talk that we don't like. We do all the things that we don't like. And we say, because we have to. Everything's a choice. It's always a choice. And again, I just said it. I've said it multiple times now. You have that choice to be able to find a different way, to find that alignment, that flow, centered, and centered energy, whatever you want to call it. It's possible. But you got to put the work in, and you have to say that my sensitivity is not a burden. My sensitivity is a gift. That's when things change. I created an awesome free workbook that is packed with practices to help you stop fighting your sensitivity. Start owning it, because the moment you do, you step into your power. Hard truth number 2, I had to stop blaming everyone else. For so long, I thought life was hard because of everyone else. People didn't understand me. The environment is too hard. People dismiss me. They tell me I'm too much. I'm too emotional. So what did I do? I pushed my sensitivity down even further. Most sensitives do. We disconnect from ourselves even more because we're told not to be sensitive in this world. And then I carried like this proof of like, see, somebody doesn't like me. See, there's something wrong with me. When I wasn't thinking about maybe they just didn't vibe with my energy. Maybe their frequency is different than my frequency because of who I am. Nope. Instead, I blamed everything and everyone. And blame is an exhausting energy to live in. Blame keeps us trapped in this cycle. I had to stop, sit back, and realize that, like, I'm making life hard. It's not because of them and everything else around me. It's hard because I haven't fully owned who I am. I'm blaming everyone else and the lights and this and that instead of standing in my power. Some people, guys, are never going to get your sensitivity. Some people are not going to understand it. That is okay. They don't vibrate at the same frequency you do. I always talk about this. Okay, this is a big aha for me. When I am myself and I am living as an empowered HSP, I naturally attract people into my energetic field. I bring them in because of where my energy is at, because I'm standing in my power. I'm not saying you need to be friends with me. I am saying if you want this sensitive, raw, emotional person who has to set boundaries and needs quiet time, great. If not, bye, Felicia. So it's not anyone's permission. Like, no one needs to give you permission to live as a sensitive soul. And oftentimes I think sensitives are waiting for somebody to just say, be you. So if you're waiting for that, I'm giving you the green light to be you. Drop the mask. Be you. Don't blame everything else around you and retreat, because that's a lot of sensitives. They retreat. Okay. I did the same thing till I realized there is a way. I don't need to blame everyone else in the world and it's too much in 3D world. Oh my God, I don't want to be here. There's a different way when you live as an empowered HSP. So the moment you stop blaming the world, the environment, all the people around you, your energy shifts. You're standing in your power. You stop leaking power to everyone else, giving away your power. You start creating your own energetic field, vibrating at a different frequency. You then start to create boundaries, not to shut people out. These are energetic lines to protect your soul of who you are, what you want in your life. It is the frequency says that I honor my energy first. This is where boundaries become very sacred. That's not selfish. That's living as an empowered HSP. And when you hold that frequency, you stop waiting for others to accept who you are or change, because you don't need to. You don't need them to accept who you are or change, because you're standing in your power. You don't need to blame them that they're not going to accept you. You don't need to blame all the things that are around you. You start to understand that there is a way to live in this world as an empowered, grounded HSP. Using those boundaries, clearing your energy, grounding yourself, doing your spiritual hygiene practices, and you stop blaming everything, and it feels lighter. Let's get to the hardest one for me. Hard truth number 3, I had to stop people pleasing. For most of my life, I have lived for other people's approval. Playing it small, pretending to be someone I'm not so I can fit into a circle. Didn't matter if I'm uncomfortable. I kept the mask on. I would fit myself into every single place because being light was safer than being real. People pleasing is freaking soul crushing, y'all, and it disconnects you from who you are. Once again, the moment you stop looking for approval and take the mask off, you start choosing your true authentic self. That is authenticity. So, we often, in circles and places and environments, fit ourselves into the situation. We're like chameleons. We can mold ourselves to whatever because we're such good energy readers that we can chameleon ourselves to an environment, especially if you're an empath as well. So if you feel like a circle and it's super weird and you know that it's this type of girls or these type of guys, you mold yourself to that environment. You feel completely out of whack and you feel like it's not who you are, but you do it because, well, it's easier, right? It's easier to do that and be safe than be seen as weird or crazy or silly or, you know, sensitive or have opinions and all these things. But we have that frequency to be able to mold. And that is what you have to start releasing. Let go. That molding frequency, we don't want that. I want you to be able to use that frequency as something that can help people. Oh, I can tell that maybe you're having a tough day. You want to tell me about it? Don't use that molding frequency to fit in. Use that frequency to engage in the energy to be able to help. So what I want us to do, I want us to do a little practice. I want us to just, if you're driving, don't close your eyes, obviously, and you can totally skip this part and come back. I want you to take a moment and I want you to close your eyes and let's just take a deep breath in, hold it at the top and release. So deep breath in, hold it, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Okay, keep your eyes closed for me. I want you to imagine what it would look like to take the mask off. To not feel like you need the approval of everyone around you, to not do that molding frequency that you need to be like other people. Fit yourself into those circles. What would it feel like to take the mask off? I want you to see the mask. See the mask first. What does the mask look like? It may be a symbol, it may be an image of an animal, it may be a number, whatever comes to mind. And now I want you to take the mask off. And I want to see underneath that mask is you, your beautiful, authentic, sensitive soul self. Raw, emotional, empathetic, vibrating at a beautiful frequency. And when you do that, you bring the people in that you want in your life. You're in that energetic field that attracts, or you have that energetic field that attracts those people. I want you to look at who's around you. Where are you? What are you doing? Who are you without that mask? How does it feel? What is the essence of removing that mask? How do you feel? The essence, the root of how you feel. Take another deep breath in. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to write down. You can pause this, write down one thing that you can do this week to get you into that essence, that feeling of taking off that mask. What is that one thing that you're going to do where that mask is not on and you're doing you? You're doing the real, authentic you. So, y'all, when you take this mask off, You walk into social situations, you feel strong, not weak. You don't leave thinking like, "Oh my god, what did I say? I can't believe I said that. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Do they like me? Do they not like me? Oh, I talked at a meeting. I shouldn't have spoken up. Why did I say that? Oh, they probably thought I looked dumb. Oh, I cried in my boss's office. What was I thinking? Oh my goodness, what are they going to think of me?" This is it. The mask comes off, you stop worrying so damn much. You realize you've been making life really hard to make sure everybody else is happy, but not you. Let me share a story. Not long ago, I had somebody actually say to me, like, people think I'm weird, but wow, people must think you are really weird because I go woo. I talk about aliens and spirituality and witchy stuff and all things that get me excited. And years ago, a comment like this, one, probably wouldn't have been talking about things like this. But years ago, in my 30s, I'd have been devastated and I would have obsessed over it. Like, oh, I should have toned myself down. Oh, I tried too hard to fit in. Oh, what can I do to fit in, easier with, this person or this group? But that's a waste of time. Today, I'm not going to deal with it. Either you're going to be weird with my weirdness and my sensitivity, or you're not. And that's okay. I don't need anyone's approval to be me. We either vibe or we don't. Cool. If we don't, whatever. Sending you love, but we aren't going to be in the same circle. I'm not going to pretend to be something I'm not. The pretending was exhausting. The pretending to be with friends with people that I didn't even like just so I could say I could had friends. Pretending to agree with people's opinions because I don't want to rock the boat or make them upset. I'm not doing it. I even had a friend, guys, one time that told me that I had a friend that told me that my miscarriages were a blessing, completely dismissing the fact of the pain that I went through. Miscarriages are traumatic. I would have swallowed this, avoided the conflict, continued to be friends with the person. I drew a line in the sand. I said, "You are nasty. That is nasty. That is not kind." I didn't even respond to what she said to me because why? My energy didn't need that. My energy didn't need to respond. That is something that happens when you take that mask off. You don't feel like you even have to respond to that kind of stuff. Why? Because I know who I am. And if that's how you are, cool. I shouldn't say cool for that. If that's how you are, be you, be nasty, be mean. Not going to be something that I'm going to become a part of. But the more that you work on that energetic field, building your frequency, taking the mask off, knowing who you are, not pretending like you need to fit in a circle that you don't belong in. And I'm not saying you don't belong in like because you don't belong there. I'm saying you don't belong there because your frequency's higher. That's what I realize. When you're vibrating at a different level and you want to have more than surface level conversations, you don't give a damn about somebody's cabinets. You don't want to talk about that for 4 hours. It's when the shift happens. And again, this is when you start to bring people in. This is when the energetic field expands. My energy is precious to me, y'all. And when you stop sacrificing your soul to make others comfortable, you set yourself free. You stop abandoning yourself. You stop trading your peace for fake approval by people that you don't even want to be friends with. So start standing in your power, unapologetically, who you are. Go back to that image when you're there and you're in that situation and you can feel that mask coming on. Visualize that image that we did, that little visualization practice. And then I want you to implement one micro thing you can do to change it. All right, so there you have it. The 3 hard truths I wish I knew in my 30s as an HSP because dang, would my life have been less stressful. So let's review them. Stop playing the victim to my sensitivity. Stop blaming everybody else and own who I am. And stop people pleasing. Rip that damn mask off. And when you start to live these, life gets more flowy, lighter, different, aligned. You feel like you're stepping into your power. You let all the crap that you're carrying that isn't yours go, and you can breathe again. You can laugh. You can feel joy. You're you. You're sensitive, power, raw, maybe a little weird, okay, in the best way possible. And you're not apologizing for it. Again, this is why I created that free workbook. It gives you grounding, shielding, energy practices, things that you can do to actually implement to help you live as an empowered HSP today. So I will drop that link below. And if this video landed, if you were like, oh, I see myself here, I get it. Okay. Drop one below. Which one really resonated with you? Which one do you want to work on? Which one are you going to do a micro shift? Are you going to take that mask off? I also want to know when you saw the mask, what did your mask look like? And what is that micro shift, that micro change that you're going to do when you feel that mask starting to come on? So drop it in the comments. Keep a conversation going. I am sending you all so much light, love, and beautiful energy. I'll see you guys here next week. Take care.